Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here. We're back on the range today. We got rain moving in once again. Seems like we got rain coming in every time I want to go to the range nowadays. Not complaining, because we need it. But I am complaining because I don't really like going out shooting in the rain. But today we're going to do something different. We're going to be shooting some 6.5 Grendel out of my son's AR upper. So, y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. Alrighty, so we're going to use a big piece of cardboard because I'm not going to be doing any zeroing shots, I don't think. Well, I might zero off the first ones so the rest are kind of in there. But as I said, it's my son's 6.5 Grendel. I put my scope on because for whatever reason he took his scope off thinking it might get bumped and didn't want to re-zero, but he's going to have to anyways because I don't think he has it on a quick disconnect. Left hand side, we're going to be using 6.5 Grendel brass. Right hand side, we're going to be using 7.62x3.9 reformed to 6.5 Grendel, since that's all 6.5 Grendel is. Top dots, we're going to be shooting 120 grains Hornady copper to the CX with a charge of CFE 223. I forget what the charge is offhand. I got it written back there. We're going to shoot the 130 grain Hornady CX with CFE 223. And then for giggles, I had some 115 grain hammers that we're going to try with some RL15. And I might need to change my target setup a little bit. I mean my camera setup, because yeah, I didn't think that one through. Give me a minute to set that target camera up and we'll hoof it on back. Also, please note there's some black dots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are prior bullet holes from something. I needed a big piece of cardboard for this, and the only one I could find had previously been shot, so I marked those 7 hits so we don't get confused. Okay, that should be sufficient. We're off to the side. Camera should be safe. Let's make tracks. Alrighty, y'all. Let's talk about the gun real quick. It's my lower. You've seen me shoot that one before. It's a Poverty Pony lower. It's what I have my 350 Legend on. I have a 5.56 on. The upper is my son's 6.5 Grendel. He asked me to make some ammo for him. So my daughter brought his upper to me, but he took his scope off because he didn't want it to get bumped. So I had this scope, threw it in, I bore sighted it at the house, and we are going to give it a try. It's a PFI rapid reticle for the 5.56/7.62, and like I said, I bore sighted it at the house. I'm not going to do much with it. Hopefully it's close enough to be on. And we're going to go ahead and get the shooting. Alrighty, so we are going to start out with the 120 grain Hornady copper out of the 6.5 Grendel brass. We're going to shoot that on the top left-hand dot. And then we'll shoot the 120 grain out of the reformed 7.62x3.9 on the top right-hand dot. So, let's see how close I was able to bore sight this at the house. And we'll see how fast they're running. I felt like it chambered. And I am going to hold right at the 6 o'clock on the dot. Top left. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're going to dial to that dot. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it is right between the 6.5 and the Grendel that I wrote at the top of the page. So if we were holding here, okay, we're going to try that for the second shot. First shot gave us a speed of 2309.9. I got to do something about the brass real quick. Okay, brass looks good. Now, let's see how that does. Well, I don't see that one. I'm going to have to go take a walk. Sorry about that delay there. I did another quick bore sight, and apparently I got a little over rambunctious when I dialed it and maybe wasn't holding it steady. Looks like I put that second shot right off the left side of the target. So, second shot gave us a 2309.4. Hopefully this one's a little bit more to the target now. Holding 6 o'clock on that top right dot. Well, I'm not happy. I have no idea where I'm hitting. So we're going to hold, I'm going to hold right in the middle of the top 4 dots. Actually, I'm going to hold right in the middle. I'm going to hold right on that bottom black dot from the prior shots. That's got to give us something. Whoa! Look how far. Okay, so holding on that bottom black dot put us dang there on the dot we were aiming for. Let's see where this one puts us. Holding back at halfway to the middle dot on the left. I'm an unhappy camper. Okay, I don't know how much of that this camera caught because the battery was dead when I got down here to look for the shot. So I was holding here, first shot. I thought it was here. That's just a dimple. Dang it. So I had no idea where I was shooting. I thought this was the shot, and I dialed to that. And the next shot went, I suspect, off to the left here. That's not a bullet hole, so I don't know where the first shot went. Second shot went out here somewhere. So I came down here, held on this prior bullet hole, and I hit here. So that's 1, 2, 3. I dialed a little bit, but I wasn't confident, so then I aimed right here. Took the shot, and I could not see the hit. It was right here. So I just need to bring it down a couple inches, take the last shot. We'll get the velocity. We really won't get a group out of the 6.5 with the 120 grain, but we'll see how they shoot out of the 7.62 by 3.9 brass. Would have been so much easier if my son would have left his scope on the rifle, or the upper. And then real quick to show you the difference between 6.5 Grendel brass and 7.62 by 3.9. 6.5 Grendel has a small primer. 7.62 by 3.9 has a large primer. But reformed and trimmed length should work just fine. So that last shot was 2287.4. That says it was 5 shots. Huh. Well, we are going to take it down a little bit more. Didn't realize I already shot 5. Sure did. There's 5 pieces of brass. Okay. So we're going to reload, and we're going to try with the reformed 7.62 by 3.9 as soon as I recover the brass. Okay, so I guess I did shoot 5. It makes it extra difficult when you're trying to zero scope on the fly. I will have to tell my son that next time you send the gun up for me to shoot, leave the scope on it. So I have no idea how the 120 grain Hornady CX fired out of the factory the 6.5 Grendel brass. But we do know that they averaged 2280.4 feet per second with a standard deviation of 28, extreme spread of 63.9. And I was using 28.7 grains of CFE 223. We're going to shoot that same load, shooting the same bullet, now out of the reformed 7.62 by 3.9 brass. And I want to try that. Okay. I think we're still going to be hitting high, but I don't plan on chasing them. Okay, 7.62 by 3.9 brass, reformed to 6.5 Grendel, shooting in the rain. Again, I'm going to hold 6 o'clock on that dot. And that hit way to the left. So we need to go further right. That actually hit about 2 inches above the left-hand dot. Let's see where that one goes. Oh, and that gave us 2322.5. There we go. We're going to leave it right there. 2346. $23.18.9. No idea where that one went. 2305. $23.20. And once again, I forgot to reset the Garmin. Ah, I see where the other one went. Went right off to X on CX. So, horrible group. And let me go into the shot list, because those 10 shots averaged 2301. So 762 gave us 2320.6, 2305.6, 2318.9, 2346.0, and 2322.5, while the Grendel brass gave us 2287.4, 2246.0, 2249.4, 2309.4, and 2309.9. Okay, hopefully we see some improvement with the next load. Interesting. The 6.5 Grendel brass went out here to 4 o'clock. The 7.62 by 3.9 Reform brass went to 3 o'clock. Interesting. So I'm going to surmise that the 7.62 by 3.9 brass has a smaller capacity, meaning it's thicker brass. That's why we see more velocity. That's why we see a change in the ejection pattern. Okay, let me collect that brass and we'll reload for the next test. In the reformed Grendel brass, doesn't show any pressure signs. That's good. Okay, so continuing on with this test, we're going to be shooting the middle row. Left-hand dots will be with 6.5 Grendel brass. Right-hand dots will be with 7.62 by 3.9 Reformed brass. This is a 130 grain Hornady CX copper bullet with 27.5 grains of CFE 223. Ears in, eyes on, cameras are running, chronograph is reset. Left hand middle dot, 130 grain Hornady CX, 27.5 grains of CFE 223. Holding 6 o'clock on the dot. Well, that looked like that went way high. Interesting. I don't understand. That is on plenty tight, but it's rocking. My whole mount is rocking on this upper. Well, I think for giggles, we're going to shoot these last 4 rounds, get the velocity, and I'm going to call it a day with this one. Sometimes you just get rained out. Yeah. This is going to show you what 2168. I didn't see what the first shot was. No idea where that one went. Okay, this has become an exercise in futility. And the shots average 2158.1 with a standard deviation of 12.4 and 34.4 for an extreme spread. But what sucks is this mount. Let's see if y'all can hear that. The whole mount is loose on here, but that thing is tight. I don't know why. It's doing that. We're going to cancel this exercise in futility. Well, now we know why we had so much problem zeroing the scope for that one. Really sucks. So, the 7.62 by 3.9 brass put us one shot here, then here, then here, then here, then here. I was saying, yeah, that ammo sucks. And then I changed to the 130 grain. First shot went up here. Like, what? That's when I noticed that the mount was loose on the upper. Fiddled with it for a minute. And that looks like 3 shots there. 1, 2, 3. I have no idea where the 4th shot went. That's at least 2 shots, I'll say. But it looks like 3, because there's 1, 2, 3. How that happened, I do not know. Yeah. An absolute exercise in futility. Yeah, my son's going to have to remount his scope, zero his scope, and then send that upper back to me with his scope on it. Oh well. Okay, well, here's the deal. Definitely an exercise in futility. We got rain on and off, and as they say, sometimes you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you get rained out. And I don't have my tools. It's not the mount to the upper that's not fitting. It's actually the rear rings. They came loose. I thought I'd torqued them. I don't have my torque wrench with me to verify. So we are not going to be shooting this gun anymore today. It's just a waste of ammo. As the saying goes, best laid plans of mice and men. Well, my plans sucked today. Did they ever? They didn't work out for squat. we did get some velocities, and the ammo's at least running through the gun. So I'm going to have to remake the 120 grain coppers with 6.5 brass and 7.62 brass, and I have to remake 5 of the 130 grain coppers, and I have to reset the rings and get them torqued down. And maybe we can try this again some other day when it's not cold and rainy and windy. So, on probably my worst day shooting ever, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, check your equipment. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. As the shirt says, stay strapped or get clapped. It's getting crazy out there. You are your own protection. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me make a complete fool of myself, chasing rounds, thinking it was the ammo, thinking it was a poor bore sight. No, it's a scope that's getting loose. Bad day at Blackrock. Y'all stay safe, keep shooting, we'll catch you next time. So besides having a scope come loose, that's never happened to me before. Well, the one round I couldn't find, I think I found. I'm guessing it may have hit the ground and then skipped up and hit the tripod.
Send it.
Hit.